The monsoon had arrived in Gangtok. It came quietly in the night, a soft whisper of rain. By morning the whole town was wrapped in a thick gray blanket of mist. The mountains were hiding. The great Kanchenjunga was just a memory. From her small window, Maya watched the world turn soft and blurry. Raindrops, like tiny silver beads, rolled down the glass. They traced paths on the pane, making the view outside look like a weeping painting. The air was cool and smelled of wet earth and pine needles, a scent that usually filled Maya with a deep sense of peace and belonging. But today, the smell of rain brought no comfort. Maya was an artist. She painted thangkas, the beautiful and sacred scroll paintings of the Himalayas. Her brushes were clean. Her pigments, ground from precious stones and minerals, were ready in their small clay pots. Her canvas, a smooth piece of prepared cotton, was stretched taut on its frame. It was a perfect canvas, white and empty. And that was the problem. It was too empty. Her mind felt just as blank, just as vast and white as the canvas that seemed to mock her from its easel. An important exhibition was only a month away in the city. Everyone expected great things from her. They called her the Thangka girl, the one who could make gods and goddesses dance on cloth. But the gods were silent today. Her fingers felt stiff, her imagination a dry well. She walked around her small studio, touching the cold wood of the furniture, looking at her older paintings. They were full of color, life, and stories. But now, she had no new stories to tell. The anxiety was a tight knot in her stomach, a feeling as heavy as the monsoon clouds outside. The rhododendrons in her small garden were a splash of defiant red against the gray. Their petals were heavy with rain, bowing their heads as if in prayer. Maya watched a small snail make its slow journey up a green leaf. The world outside was moving, living, breathing, even in the relentless downpour. But inside, Maya felt stuck. She felt like a bird with wet wings, unable to fly. The silence of the room was loud, filled with the pressure of expectation and her own frustrating inability to create something beautiful, something meaningful. As Maya stared out, lost in her thoughts, a figure emerged from the mist. It was an old woman, an Amala, with a face full of wrinkles like a map of the mountains themselves. She wore a dark, heavy baku, the traditional Tibetan dress, and walked with a slow, steady rhythm. In her right hand she held a small, spinning prayer wheel. It turned and turned, a silent, constant prayer sent out into the wet air. The woman was not bothered by the rain. She did not hurry. Her steps were measured and calm, a quiet procession of one. The old woman's presence was a small, powerful anchor in the shifting mist. Maya found herself captivated by this simple scene. The world outside was a watercolor painting, all soft edges and muted colors. And in the middle of it all was this woman, a point of